Hello everyone and welcome to SOP Academy. In this video, we are going to see an Infosys interview experience. This is a latest or recent interview experience. So this interview was held on 8th of March 2022. The branch of the candidate was electronics, that is ECE branch, and the duration of this interview was 20 to 25 minutes. So before starting with this video, I have made several other videos on Infosys interview experiences. So you can check out this playlist. This playlist is known as Infosys interview experience. There you will find various Infosys interview experiences as well as the questions that you normally get in Infosys interviews. So now let us start with this video. So the first question was as usual, brief introduction. So you will have to introduce yourself. Question was explain in brief about your project. This is one of the most important questions. So these two questions, the first is your introduction and the second is your project. In 99% times in the interviews, these questions are asked. So the project question is very important. If you have made some projects, even if you have not made some projects, then also you must mention some projects in the resume, and you should know about those projects so that you can explain them whenever question is asked from it. So have knowledge of the complete project, how it was made, then knowledge of the language that you used, and also the code that you had written in the making the project. These are some of the things. The second question was about project. Then the third question was difference between list and tuples. So let us look at the differences. First of all, list is mutable and tuple is immutable. So mutable means that once it is created, you can modify it later on. But in immutable, that is tuple. So tuple, once it is created, you cannot modify it later. So list is mutable, that is it can be modified later, but tuple is immutable. The second difference is the iterations is time consuming in list, but in tuple the iterations are faster than list. Then third is that operations like insertion and deletion are better performed in list, but in tuple the elements can be accessed better. So this is advantage of list, that is insertion and deletion are better, and tuple advantage that their elements are accessed better. The next is list consumes more memory than tuple. Then tuple consumes less memory. The other differences are many built-in methods are available in list, but in tuple it does not have many built-in methods. The last difference is unexpected errors and changes can easily occur in list, but in tuple unexpected errors and changes rarely occur in tuples. The next question was difference between call by value and call by reference. So I have explained both the differences and I have also provided the example. So first let us look at the difference between the two. So in call by value, the actual value that is passed as argument is not changed after performing some operation on it. So the basic difference between call by value and call by reference is that when you pass an argument, and then you perform some operations on it, so the actual value which was there earlier, that will not be changed. So when call by value is used, it creates a copy, so that value of the copy will be modified according to the whatever changes you make, but the original value, that is the actual variable, will not change. Then in case of call by reference, the actual value that is passed in the argument is changed after performing some operation on it, because here copy is not created. In case of call by reference, it creates a copy of the reference of that variable. So since the reference is created, so the actual value will also be changed. Now let us look at examples and understand. So you can see, first let us start with here int main. So this is int main program, main function. So here I have declared int x equal to 10. Then we call the function new function x. Then we print out cout x. So when control moves to new function, then it will move here. Here is the new function. So in new function, what we have done is change the value of x. So x is now 20. Then we print x. So first output you will see is 20 because of this cout. Here we had changed x equal to 20, so it is showing 20 in the first output. But after the we come out of the function, then we move on to this step. So here int x equal to 10 was there, so cout x, then output is only 10. Here you can see the argument, that is x, was passed as call by value. So in call by value, even if we change the value here, we changed it to x equal to 20. Earlier it was x equal to 10. So now even if it was x equal to 20, the final value, that is actual value, was only 10. In the first case, when the output was inside of the function, then it was 20, but the actual value did not change. But in case of call by reference, you will see that here we are using AND x because it is referenced. So in this case, the same program is there. So here in int main x equal to 10, then we call new function program. It moves here x equal to x equal to 20. So now the actual value of x is also changed. So now x is 20. So in both the outputs you will see x equal to 20. So in this case the value of x was changed to 20, but in earlier case only the value of the copied function, the copied variable was changed. Next question was, what is cloud computing? Give some examples. So this is a very common question these days because cloud computing technologies are in boom right now. So these questions are normally asked. So cloud computing is just a computer service that is provided using the internet. So the services like servers, storage, databases, networking, software, analytics, and intelligence over the internet is provided as a service. So to offer faster innovation, flexible resources, and economics of scale. So these are some of the advantages of cloud computing. That is, it is economic. That is, it is pocket friendly. That is, it is not very costly if you avail cloud computing instead of purchasing your own like hard drives and all. So this is economic. Then faster innovation, and everything, all the headache will be taken by the company that is providing the cloud computing services. So you typically pay only for the cloud service you use, helping lower your operation cost. Operation cost is reduced, run your infrastructure more efficiently, it is more efficient, and it is scalable. So you can increase or decrease the demand that you have according to the plans of the cloud computing companies. So give some examples. So as you have known about Dropbox, then you have heard about Salesforce, you know surely about Google Photos and Google Drive. These are all some cloud computing services. In Google Photos, we all know that we can save our photos on the Google platform. So we do not have to store it on our own mobile phones. They are stored on cloud. This is one of the services. Similarly, Dropbox, Salesforce, and Google Drive are also cloud computing services. The next question was, what is SDLC? Tell me types. So SDLC full form is Software Development Lifecycle. It is a process used by the software industry to design, develop, and test high quality softwares. This is just a methodology that we use to build softwares in the industry. So it aims to produce high quality software, meet and exceed customer expectation, reach completion within times and cost estimates. These are the cycle of an SDLC. The first step is planning, then second is defining, third is designing, fourth comes building, fifth is testing, and last is deployment. So this is the complete cycle of an SDLC model. The types of SDLC, the question asked, tell me types. So here are the types. The first is agile methodology, then waterfall, then we have V-shaped, iterative, and spiral. So one of the most commons are waterfall method, and agile is currently it is in use because it is better than most of the other methodologies. So the other questions were, why should we hire you? After that, they asked, why do you want to join Infosys? So to answer this question, you must know about the company beforehand. So you can search on Google about the company and also look at what are the perks and benefits of this particular company, because when they ask you why do you want to join Infosys, then you must mention that these are some of the benefits that I am getting in Infosys. That's why I want to join in Infosys rather than other companies. The next question was, where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is also a pretty common question. The next question was, have you done any internships or certifications? So if you have done any internship certifications, then surely mention it, because if you have done some internships and certifications, then they give you like extra benefits, extra advantages over other candidates because you have experience of working on projects. So that is why it is always important to have some internship or certifications. The last question was any questions for me. So you must always ask some questions here. I have been telling this in all my interview experiences that always do ask some questions. The more interactive you are during an interview, the more chances you have of being selected. So always ask some questions in the last if the interviewer asks them. So this was an interview experience. I hope you liked it. I tried to answer the questions. You can also check out the other videos. You can go to the Infosys interview experience and also do join the Telegram group, because there we discuss with each other about the latest updates or any queries and doubts that you have after the interview during the assessments and all. So you can ask those doubts, and other people as well. As when I am free, I am also answering some doubts there. So you can join the group, and as a community we will be able to solve each other doubts there. So that is all for this video. See you soon in the next video.